All right. Hello, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to be doing a cozy cookie baking video. I am going to be making 3 different types of cookies today. I'm going to be making snickerdoodle cookies. I'm going to be making white chocolate macadamia nut cookies and classic chocolate chip cookies. And this is going to be my first time making snickerdoodle cookies, but not my first time making the other two. I will make sure to put the entire recipe for each batch at the end of the video if you guys want to save them and try them out yourselves. But other than that, we're going to go ahead and we're going to get started. And we're going to start with the snickerdoodle cookies. And for the snickerdoodle cookies, we have to preheat the oven to 375. We're going to start by making the topping for the cookies. And I'm going to go ahead and pull all of these ingredients out that we're going to need. We had a temporary setback. The recipe calls for vanilla extract, but today I am going to be using almond extract because I don't have any vanilla extract. So hopefully, from what I looked up, using almond extract as a substitute isn't a big deal because it's not like a super important ingredient. So we're gonna find out if that's true today. So these are going to be the ingredients that you're going to need. We have some flour, we have salt, sugar, baking soda, cinnamon. You're going to need cream of tartar. This is very important for snickerdoodle cookies. This is what is going to differentiate snickerdoodle cookies from sugar cookies. And then you're going to need a cup of butter and 2 eggs. Both need to be at room temperature, so I left these sitting out for a couple hours. And then you need vanilla extract. That's what the original recipe calls for, but we are going to be using almond extract today. So we are going to make the topping for the cookies first, which is going to be 1/3 cup of granulated sugar and a teaspoon of ground cinnamon. All right, and then we're going to go ahead and set that to the side. Then we're going to put the dry ingredients together in a separate bowl. So we're going to do 3 cups of flour. And then we're going to do 2 teaspoons of cream of tartar. We're going to do 1 teaspoon baking soda. We're going to do 1.5 teaspoons of ground cinnamon. Then we're going to do 1/2 teaspoon of salt. I personally like to use Himalayan pink salt. And then we're going to need 1 1/3 cup of granulated sugar. And then we are going to go ahead and whisk together those dry ingredients. All right, and then we're going to go ahead and we're going to set those dry ingredients to the side. And then we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna take our mixer and we're going to start putting in our wet ingredients. Okay, so I actually messed up. I was supposed to beat the butter with the sugar separate from the other dry ingredients, which I did not do, obviously. But we're just gonna go ahead and we're gonna beat the butter by itself. It has to be beat for 2 minutes. We live and we learn. If any of you guys use a KitchenAid mixer, I personally like to use the paddle attachment for cookie recipes. I just find that it works the best. The little rubber on the end just helps kind of scrape off the excess stuff on the side of the bowl. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna beat that butter for 2 minutes. All right, so I'm just going to scrape this butter down into the bowl. And then we are going to add in 1 egg and 1 egg yolk. Oh my god, I'm stupid. I put the egg whites in. And then we're just gonna beat this on medium to high speed. So now we're going to slowly add in the dry ingredients. And we are going to be looking for a thick consistency here with the dough. Just scraping down some of that dough, make sure that it's all getting evenly mixed. And again, I'm just going to scrape this down. And I am going to go ahead and add in that almond extract because I forgot to put that in. We're going to do 2 teaspoons of almond extract. And this is perfect thick consistency that we're looking for. Now we are going to take the dough and we're going to form them into little balls, and we are going to roll them in that topping that we made in the very beginning. And we are going to use parchment paper. I'm gonna get my boyfriend's reaction.
Good?
Yeah? I'm glad you like it. So, I am going to go ahead and start the chocolate chip cookie dough. And for this recipe, instead of room temperature butter, this one calls for cold butter, diced up, and then we're going to mix in the granulated sugar and the brown sugar with the butter for 4 minutes. So I'm gonna go ahead and dice up that butter and throw it in the bowl. Now we are going to add in the sugar and brown sugar. And we're going to mix that for 4 minutes. Now that the butter and sugar finished beating, I'm just going to scrape down those sides. And then we are going to add in 2 eggs. And then we are going to mix this for an additional minute. Now we are going to go ahead and start mixing the dry ingredients together in a separate bowl so that we can fold those in. This recipe also calls for 3 cups of flour. All right, and then we're gonna do 1 teaspoon of cornstarch. And then we're gonna do 3/4 teaspoon of baking soda. And finally, we're gonna do 1 teaspoon of salt. And then we're just going to whisk together those dry ingredients. And since for some reason I just cannot seem to remember to add in the vanilla, I'm going to go ahead and add that in now to the wet bowl. We're going to add in 1 teaspoon of vanilla. And just a little pause on the chocolate chip cookies. Our last batch of Snickerdoodle cookies just came out of the oven. They look super yummy. So we're gonna go ahead and we are going to fold in those dry ingredients now. And then for the chocolate chips, I'm going to be using the Hershey's milk chocolate chips. And I'm going to use the entire bag. All right, so the dough is just a little bit stickier than I would like for it to be, so I'm just going to add in just a tad more flour and mix that in, because some of that flour did spray out when I was mixing it. Usually the 3 cups that it calls for is enough. These cookies are going to go in at 400 for around 9 to 11 minutes. I find that that perfect sweet spot is 10 minutes. So now we're just going to form those chocolate chip cookies into little balls. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to pop those in the oven. You want to try a little piece of the dough? This is the chocolate chip cookie.
Dough?
Yeah.
Dough?
Yeah. Yummy?
Yummy.
Now that we've finished the snickerdoodle cookies and the chocolate chip cookies, we are going to make the white chocolate macadamia nut cookies, and that is going to be the last of them. For the white chocolate macadamia nut cookies, the base is actually the exact same as the chocolate chip cookies, except instead of milk chocolate chips, we do white chocolate chips and macadamia nuts. We're going to start the base of these with a cup of cold butter diced. All right, then we're going to do a cup of brown sugar and a half a cup of sugar. And then we're going to blend that for 4 minutes. Now that that's done mixing, we are just going to scrape those sides down. And then we're going to add in 2 eggs and our teaspoon of almond extract. And just like the snickerdoodle recipe, this does originally call for vanilla extract, but almond extract does work as a substitute. Might help if I open it. And then we are going to mix that for an additional minute. All right, now that those are done mixing, we are going to go ahead and put those dry ingredients together in a separate bowl. So again, it's going to be 3 cups of flour. And then it's going to be 1 teaspoon of cornstarch, then 3/4 teaspoon baking soda, and 1 teaspoon salt. And we're going to go ahead and whisk that all together. And then we're going to go ahead and fold that into the wet ingredient. Okay, so for this one, it's going to be 1 4-ounce bag of chopped macadamia nuts. I just use the Great Value brand ones. And then we're going to do an entire bag of white baking chips. And we have our white chocolate macadamia nut dough. All right, and now we're going to roll these. And it's going to be the same thing for these ones. We're going to pop them in at 400 degrees for 10 minutes. Alright, that is going to be it for the video. I hope that you guys enjoyed. If you do try these out, please make sure to comment down below and let me know. I am going to go ahead and drop the recipes here. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a like and subscribe. I would love to make more content like this in the future. I had a lot of fun doing this. My family is very happy. I am sure that these cookies will not last very long in this household. I am going to end this video here. Again, thank you guys for watching.